all of you all that are going to go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks. What's up, fam? Candace Parker here. I'm going to do a tier ranking of WNBA players. I'm going to try. Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level.
Candace Parker has sparked a huge wave of controversy after her recent comments about Angel Reese triggered a strong reaction from fans. The WNBA legend reportedly placed Reese in the C-tier category, and the response online was instant and intense. Instead of stepping back, Parker stood firm and even backed up her opinion with data that many say challenges the narrative around Reese's performance. While Reese continues to get attention for her consistent double-doubles, critics point out that those numbers haven't translated into wins for her team, which has struggled throughout the season. Looking closer at the stats people often highlight paints a different picture, one that raises questions about how meaningful those double-doubles really are in terms of actual impact on winning games. According to Parker's argument, the hype doesn't fully match the results on the court. If you side with Candace Parker's take, drop a comment below saying "baby giraffe."
How many times have I said Angel Reese is not an impact player? I mean, she definitely has an impact on losing, but Angel Reese has absolutely no effect on winning. If you don't believe me, go ask Teresa Weatherspoon or ask her current head coach Tyler Marsh, who will soon be joining Teresa in the food stamp line, hoping to get enough Ethiopian breadcrumbs to make it through the winter. Or ask Candace Parker.
Picture this. One of the most respected voices in women's basketball shakes up the internet with a controversial ranking that instantly sparks debate everywhere. Candace Parker, a 7-time All-Star and 2-time MVP, placed Angel Reese in the C tier of her player rankings. Not B tier, not A tier, C tier. The decision shocked fans, especially since it put Reese alongside players like the injured Cameron Brink, making it seem like she's still being viewed more as a developing talent than the rising star her supporters believe she is.
I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. I think that this is my tier.
Parker was direct about the reasoning behind Reese's placement, making it clear it wasn't personal, but based on defined standards. She said that higher rankings require the ability to consistently lead a team as a primary or secondary option. While she did acknowledge Reese's strength on the offensive glass and her impact in that area, Parker emphasized that those skills alone don't define a franchise-level leader. In her view, Reese currently fits more into a supporting role rather than someone who can carry a team toward a championship. In the same ranking, top-tier status went to stars like Aya Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Breanna Stewart, while Caitlin Clark was placed in the A tier. Reese, meanwhile, was grouped with players still developing and working toward proving they can take on a true leading role at the highest level.
A'ja Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defense Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Nafisa Collier, she's up there with top tier with A'ja. Just her ability to play on both sides of the ball, pump fake, she's going to make you choose wrong. I know you guys are going to say I'm biased because I'm putting all 4s at the S, but the 4s run the league. Don't ever forget that. Breanna Stewart, the versatility, reigning champion from last year. She's got 3 of them things. I don't think there's any debate with that.
The reaction was immediate and intense. Reese's supporters quickly took to social media, accusing Parker of bias and labeling her a hater, while also questioning her judgment. Many fans pushed back strongly, arguing that it was unfair to rank their double-double queen below players they felt had similar or lesser achievements. As the backlash grew louder, Parker addressed the situation calmly and without escalation. On the Good Follow podcast, she made it clear that her comments were not personal. She stated, "There's no hate on Angel Reese, I love her," and added that she would never attack a player's character or identity. Parker further clarified that her evaluation was strictly based on basketball performance and leadership impact, not personal feelings. She emphasized that her rankings were meant as a professional assessment, rooted in respect for all the players involved rather than criticism of them as individuals.
This is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark, is at an A level. I think in time she's going to raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's got to have a couple more years. So I'll put Kelsey Plum at the A level. Two-time champ, now took on the challenge to be #1 option in LA. I would say KP is definitely in that tier. I would love to put Sabrina Ionescu in that A range. She got that elusive championship. She's one of the best shooters in the WNBA, if not the best shooter in the WNBA.
What makes Parker's critique harder for many to ignore is her own background in the game. She isn't speaking as a casual commentator, but as someone who has spent years competing at the highest level and building a reputation for elite basketball IQ and championship experience. Because of that pedigree, her evaluations tend to carry more weight in basketball discussions. Supporters argue that when someone with her level of experience speaks, it naturally commands attention. Her ranking system also reflects a clear set of priorities. Caitlin Clark's placement in the A tier, for example, highlights how Parker values players who elevate their teammates and influence winning beyond just individual stats. Clark's ability to reshape the Indiana Fever's offense was presented as a key example of what Parker considers true team impact and leadership.
Uh-oh, Candace Parker. You've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're gonna be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces delegation.
Basketball analysts soon began weighing in, many backing Parker's evaluation as a fair and honest assessment. They pointed out what they believe casual viewers often overlook, the clear distinction between piling up individual stats and actually driving consistent team success. This sparked a tougher, more uncomfortable question across the discussion. What are fans seeing in Angel Reese's game that critics and experienced analysts are not? From Parker's perspective, the ranking wasn't emotional or arbitrary. It was based on fundamental basketball principles used to separate solid role players from true franchise-level cornerstones who can consistently shape winning outcomes.
Chicago Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, the Chicago Sky got destroyed by the Stud Buds. Everybody watches the Stud Buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Eiderman, man. Listen, Stud Buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago Sky.
The Minnesota Lynx game became a turning point in the discussion. Angel Reese finished with 9 turnovers in that matchup, and it immediately reignited debates around concerns that had been circulating among analysts throughout the season. Many pointed out that this wasn't just an off performance. It was being framed as an example of the same underlying issues critics say have been present in her game. Supporters of that view argued that it highlighted weaknesses that her strong rebounding numbers had often overshadowed. For them, this game wasn't simply a bad night on the stat sheet, but a moment that reinforced their belief about the gaps in her overall impact beyond the numbers.
This is from last night's game. Angel Reese was back to doing Angel Reese things, blowing layups, getting her own rebounds. They turned her into a point forward. She had 9 turnovers last night. I think her plus minus was minus 19. But all we keep hearing about, she now has 2 double-double streaks of more than 10 games or 10 games plus. She had one last year. Now she has one this year. She's the first WNBA player to ever do this.
A Minnesota Lynx game highlighted serious concerns about Angel Reese's performance after she committed 9 turnovers in a single outing. Early on, the Chicago Sky stayed competitive, but as pressure increased, her decision-making broke down, leading to forced passes, mistakes, and repeated turnovers. Critics argued these weren't just caused by elite defense, but by basic errors in passing, footwork, and ball control. The Lynx capitalized easily, and what stood out most was how unforced many of the mistakes were. Some analysts began using the game as an example of a larger pattern, suggesting that while Reese's rebounding numbers look strong, turnovers like these raise questions about her overall impact on winning basketball.